Hey everyone, welcome to Squishy Spells. Look at what I've made today. I think it's absolutely adorable. Honestly, I'm so pleased with how this one came out. So if you'd like to make a little chick in a cupcake, then this is how to do it. So to start with, I get a piece of plain paper and then I fold that in half. I just like to use the normal A4 plain printer paper that you can buy. So I like to always just sketch out my designs in pencil first, and this just helps me to get all the details correct, and anything that I'm not happy with I can just sort of rub out and do again. And then once I am happy with my design, I can then just go over it in a black fine liner pen. If you don't have a fine liner pen, you could just use like a permanent marker like a Sharpie or a black ballpoint pen, or just a normal felt tip if need be. And then once you've got all that done, you can then start colouring in. Now, I'll be the first to admit I take forever to colour in. So I don't always show the full process of me colouring in my paper squishies, but that's just because you'd be here for hours. So I've just shown you a few little clips of how I do it. And the colours that I'm using. You can use different colours if you want. You don't have to stick to the same ones that I'm doing. I like to sort of try and use a range of colours, make it really vibrant and pretty. So I've gone for a nice bright yellow for the chick and a little red cherry on his head, and a nice green cupcake case with little white polka dots. And I think I'm just going to add some little sprinkles into the frosting or the icing, just to add a little bit more colour. I think I'm going to try and do one each colour of the rainbow. So yeah, just get a bit more colour in that way. So that's that all done. Once you're happy with the way that your design is looking and you've finished colouring it in, you can then start cutting it out. Now, obviously scissors are sharp, so please be very careful. If you're a little person, you might want to ask a grown-up to help you at this part. These designs can be a little bit tricky, especially when there's a lot of sort of corners or curves. Can be a little bit tricky with the scissors, so just take your time and work around it slowly. As you can see here, I'm not going fast at all because I'd rather get it right and take my time than have to redo the whole thing because I've cut it out wrong. Yeah, now when you do cut it out, you need to cut both sides of the folded sheet of paper together. This is so that when we tape them up in a little bit, we have front and back parts, and I find it so much easier to cut both pieces out together now because then they'll be the exact same shape. Once you've cut out your design, you can then start taping it up. I like to use just these rolls of like clear sticky tape, and you just want to cut a strip of that off and pop it on the top of the chick's head. Now I like to do little tabs because I find it much easier to fold small pieces of tape over at a time rather than one long big strip. You get a much neater finish, and it's generally just a lot easier, I find. So I always do my squishies in this way. Obviously bits of squishies where you've got a straight edge like the sides of the cupcake, you can just fold the tape straight over. You haven't got to worry about doing tabs for bits like that. Once you get to the bottom of your squishy, don't tape it up. You need to leave it open so that you can stuff it. Now for the stuffing, I like to use these big yellow sponges, and I'm just going to cut little chunks off that. And then you can carefully stuff your squishy. Now obviously the more that you can pack in there, the squishier it will be at the end. So I like to try and get them as full as I can, and then you get a really nice squish out of them in a little while. So just going to pop these last little bits in, and then you can tape up the bottom in the same way that we were doing earlier. Right, so now our little chicks are finished, and oh wow, that is really nice and squishy. That's really lovely. Oh, I love his little face. That's just so cute. Anyway, thank you for watching this video with me today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.